MYePEAK here. Today we're going to talk about the anti-inflammatory supplements you need to know. Anti-inflammatory supplements.
Yeah, so this is video number 2178 of our inflammatory talk.
Oh my goodness,
we're
yes.
finally getting to supplements.
Yeah.
So you know, just real quick, we keep hitting this over and over in every single video. Watch the other ones.
Yes, please
all
do.
2178.
Yeah.
But we keep hitting this. Inflammation, it's our body's response to a challenge. And inflammation can be a good thing. That's acute inflammation. We talk about the cut all the time and things like that. But inflammation over time, chronic inflammation, is sickness and disease.
Yep.
And so that's what we're really talking about here, is how to limit that. And so what's the number one thing? If someone says, I want to limit inflammation in my body, what's the number health habit they could be doing right now?
So always think holistic. So if we were doing that, we say, okay, if I want to get rid of the inflammation, your body has to not be introduced to things that inflame it. It's simple, but it's something that we don't think about right away. So instead of jumping on a prescription or anything else, why don't we get rid of the stuff that causes the inflammation first? And that's where our food list, actually it'll be located below in the description.
Have it once again as a download. Yes.
Exactly, it'll be down there. But look at that list of inflammatory foods. Those are the ones you want to stay away from. The anti-inflammatory foods are ones you want to add because they don't do this process or cause inflammation to happen in your body.
And that's just what it comes down to. So watch limit the inflammatory foods, try to embrace more of the anti-inflammatory foods. We have the 5 rules for change video, which is great for this as well too. But all these different thoughts, but that's where you start. But if you're going, hey, I want to take it to another level, well, that's what this video is all about. Is we take it to another level. So we're going to give you 4 + 1 of our favorite supplements for inflammation.
Absolutely. And this is like, because some of our day-to-day routines too can cause this chronic inflammation to happen. You can have a 10-hour work day where you're on your feet all the time. And so some of these supplements can be
that
really
stress
good.
Right there can be something.
Exactly. So let's talk about the first one that everybody kind of, if we named this thing, you'd probably hear a lot of it.
Yeah, but and frankly, if you like Indian food, this is a very important thing. It's turmeric. But we're really not talking about turmeric, because what they found in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, I don't even know. But they found the active part of turmeric that is the beneficial, the highly anti-inflammatory part, is actually curcumin.
Yes, right, and exactly. And one of the biggest things on this, when you start looking into turmeric, curcumin, the biggest thing we notice as doctors, we say people don't take enough. And it's mentally what happens is you go, well, this little magic pill used to be my anti-inflammatory. It was this big, I only have to take 1. Well, it's natural, so you have to take more of it. So just understanding that role and giving it more time, because it's natural. You spend a lot of money on this little pill to make it go poof, magic, but that's the cost that you were paying, right?
And that's a tremendous thing. And if you're gonna start a supplement regimen, always consult your physician. Blah blah blah. Right? So we agree with that. And I'll tell you, if you take too much curcumin, generally what happens, you might have a little digestive distress, and you might have some diarrhea, generally speaking. So it is something that you probably should take a decent amount of to say, is this working or not? But it is the number one thing. If you're going to try anything supplement-wise for inflammation stuff, it's curcumin. That is the number one thing that you, me, and everyone else should try.
Absolutely. We have another link in our description. It'll be this supplement called Pro-Enz. This Proend supplement has a great combination of that. It's probably the only one in our office that we can't keep on the shelf, because once people start noticing the effect. But we also train our patients in understanding you got to take a lot of it at first to get the actual effect.
Get that leading dose and get your body used to it.
Exactly.
And the odds are the curcumin you pick up is going to have this thing called pepperine in it. Pepperine actually comes from black pepper, so it's a neat thing. But actually, pepperine with curcumin increases absorption, which means your body's ability to assimilate by 2,000%.
Wow.
So guess what? make sure it has pepperine in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that was number one.
Yep.
So number two is actually one of our favorites.
It is.
That anyone can
because
consume.
even if it wasn't an anti-inflammatory, I would still want you to take it all the time, and it would be fish oil.
Yeah, and this one's not a supplement even. This one is an essential fatty acid. So this is actually, we are required to have fat in our diet. Our brain's 60% fat. Our vessels are 65% fat. So we're required to have fat. We just want to have the good fat. And oh, by the way, fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids, is the good fat. It's as simple and black and white as that, which takes your body, it decreases your overall body stress, decreases inflammation. It is so beneficial for so many things.
It is.
And if you're going to take just 2 supplements for inflammation, it would be curcumin and fish oil. These are the 2 you need to be taken.
Absolutely. And those 2, and fish oil has so many other benefits that you know, it's just a big piece of what you should be doing right now. You know, and that's another one. Sometimes we don't take enough, right? Because we're worried about the one, because some of them pills are gigantic looking. So
definitely people don't take enough. But here's the problem with fish oil right now. Is fish oil about 20 years ago was a supplement du jour. It was everyone needs to take fish oil. Yeah. And so that means the market got flooded with good, but a lot of crap too. Yep. And so definitely be mindful of what you're getting, and you know, ask around and say, hey, which type do you like, and different types and things that we definitely recommend individually. We're not here to plug anybody until they start throwing money at us.
Yeah. Go ahead. We'll redo the video.
Just kidding.
That's right.
But no, just the reality is get a better quality. Don't just go buy what's on sale at Walgreens. Get a better quality to say if it's working or not. And I always recommend people to say, hey, you know, if the dosage is here, start doubling up for the first week. Get it into the system. You'll start to see the changes. You can go to the dosage as well if you want after that, but you're not going to take too much. You know, the way I always explain it is, you know, we have omega-3, 6s, and 9s. The 6s and 9s are the stuff that's in junk food, which is all our food, or the 3s are going to be found in our grass-fed beef or our deep Alaskan salmon and cod. And you know, we don't have a whole lot of that in our life, of course. And so what happens is kind of like a scales of justice. And we're getting so much of the junk fat that the scale of justice is doing this. You go and put a drop in the bucket, so to speak, of the omega-3s, you're never balancing this scale out. You just aren't.
Exactly.
And so you're not going to be taking too much of that. There is something of just saying, hey, it potentially can thin the blood. So if you're on blood thinners, please consult a physician.
Absolutely. Click the like button or put a comment if you actually take the fish oil already.
Well,
some of you already have.
If you've got a favorite one of any of these supplements, we'd love to put it in the comments, because it would help other people as well too. I mean, you know, we've got our favorites, but we don't want to just pigeonhole you and say this is the only one. We want to give you options out there. So that's where we're intentionally being a little vague.
Right. And knowledge is power, so just do that research. It helps.
You know, the more you know.
The more you know.
Watch more TV. Number three.
This is ginger is a fantastic supplement.
Yes.
I would say. It would be, you know, as you go, you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, you know, and ginger is definitely for cooking as well, right?
Yep.
But we say the word supplement. My favorite way to get ginger is actually hot tea.
That makes sense.
They make some wonderful hot tea, just herbal, traditional medicinal type stuff. That's ginger. And I actually enjoy beating my body by running absurd distances. And ginger is so wonderfully high anti-inflammatory that it actually not only is anti-inflammatory, but it helps the body with the breakdown process of extreme exercise. And so I drink a lot of ginger tea when I'm training for things as well too, because I just frankly feel better.
Yeah, exactly. And I like beating myself with weights and such. So that is the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know, like even and so for this is my post-workout people, that's a great time to have one of these anti-inflammatory supplements at hand, where you're actually helping the body
recover,
get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that's
just recover. Simple and black and white is that. That's the power. That's the good thing about it. So ginger's a great one. Like I said, you can definitely cook with it, but I like the tea. You can get supplements. The supplements are often a little bitter.
Yeah.
So you know,
the tea might be the way to go.
It might be the way. You know, there's a little bitterness to the tea as well too, to be honest. But that's my preferred way.
Yeah,
frankly.
absolutely.
But it's a great thing. So the last one, frankly, fits right into the top of the list of the anti-inflammatory foods as well. It's called spirulina. But what's spirulina for those that don't know?
It's algae.
Algae.
It's crazy.
Huh.
I know.
So I'm eating seaweed.
Sounds so appetizing.
Eat seaweed?
I do.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Like I should just start like raking the lake.
We should rake the lake. Well, not in Lake Michigan. I don't think.
Okay.
There's not too much.
All right.
They probably make.
So how do I get the spirulina?
That is a good question. I don't know, to be honest with you. Or do they raise it? Or do
they do. They actually raise it. They do ocean farming, which is really, really cool to see, frankly. But they do raise it. They raise kelp that way as well too. We're talking about spirulina right now.
Yep.
Because kelp is actually really good for you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But spirulina is highly anti-inflammatory, but it's a very easy thing to consume as well too, because it actually will come in a powder.
Right.
So it's kind of like a protein drink in that sense. Is you just put the little powder and you mix it with whatever you want to mix it with, and you suck it down and drink it, and you got yourself your spirulina. But it's a wonderful, highly anti-inflammatory thing. But at the top of the list of anti-inflammatory foods is green leafies, right?
Right, absolutely. So if you look at your list, you're going to see green leafies. Well, an algae's kind of a green leafy thing.
It's a green leaf.
In the water.
It's a little outside the box because we're used to looking in the dirt instead of under the ocean, but it's just a very healthy thing, and just once again a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah.
Now we promised a +1.
Oh yeah.
So our +1 is one that, frankly, there's a lot of people saying it does really, really well. It's just the evidence is still young on this, so we don't want to fully embrace and say this is definitely the greatest thing in the world. But it's CBD oil.
Right. Dive into this as far as the research goes and watch as you go. We don't know necessarily, and I don't even know. It's only legal in 11 states currently.
But it's becoming a lot more accessible because of the accessibility. People are testing it more,
right?
And so we're going to have a greater understanding of, is this the benefit or not? Because I'm sure anyone that's looked into this whatsoever has probably heard that CBD oil is great for inflammation, but it's also, you can wax your car with it. I mean, it's like it's fixing everything right now, which it can't fix everything.
Right. So you have to focus on what it can. We think it can do, and that is where it's leading, is this anti-inflammatory aspect, which is, with all of the videos that we've done on anti-inflammatory, it's fascinating with how many connectors in all these different health issues that we have is inflammation. So, and you almost laugh at it, because anything that's anti-inflammatory, you want to be able to understand it,
And CBD oil does appear to be a potent anti-inflammatory. Here's the problem with CBD oil. Just like we talked about with fish oil, CBD oil is the supplement du jour right now. And all of a sudden the market is just flooded. And, and where we live, we have a Family Video, and Family Video is selling CBD products. I apologize, Family Video. Feel free to sue us for the $14 we have between us. But I would not buy my CBD from Family Video. I would not buy it from a tobacco shop. I would do some research. I would ask people that are getting benefits from a certain line, a certain product, and a certain quality.
Right.
There are so many different things out there that is over our heads right now, frankly, because there's so much information. There's a little bit of a funneling happening as we speak to clarify that information, but it's really not clarified yet. So quality does matter once again.
It does, and that's the hard sell of being holistic. Sometimes you get those things that might be on the cuff of the true research that's out there, and it's just being patient, being patient and waiting that out, not having an opinion either way just because, right? So make sure that you're waiting, you're getting the information, and if you're comfortable, then do it. But at the same time, it's getting that knowledge in there, so these supplements and what that food list looks like all the time. Get it in there. It's kind of like I do a plug for Weight Loss Watchers. One of the reasons they were so successful was because they taught your brain how to grab certain things, and then once you got that list in your head, you could kind of go and choose differently, and then that's what we're explaining today. So yeah,
I like it. All right, so our 4+1. So our 4+1 is, first and foremost, it's that curcumin. That is the number one thing. If you're taking a number 2, you want to go with fish oil, ginger, which I recommend the tea. We talked about that spirulina, which is just nice, easy green powdered, really easy to do. And then our +1 is the CBD oil. those are the things. If you're looking for some anti-inflammatory supplements, check that out. As we said, first and foremost, look at our inflammatory foods video. Look at our anti-inflammatory foods video. Download the list that's attached here as well too. That's going to really guide you towards getting the best results from a health perspective in a holistic one.
In a holistic one. So that is it. Make sure you're crushing that like button, and then there's this little bell. Ring that, and then that will get you more of these awesome videos with us.